During this class, we are going to continue with the implementation of the seller product controller and specifically for the update method. This method is going to allow us, of course, to update a specific instance of a product that is owned by a specific seller. We need to take into account several restrictions that, for example, we cannot update the product if the owner of the product is different from the seller that we receives. Basically, if the seller ID for the product is different of the seller that we received. And additionally, we cannot change the status of a product to available if this product doesn't have already at least one category associated. So let's start. First, we need to receive the seller and the product. We have some rules. The quantity must be an integer with minimum value of 1. And the status must be a valid value between the two possible status that we have, available and unavailable. So this must be in one of those two values. And finally, we need an image that basically must be an image as well. Let's validate. And once we are sure that the values are okay, we need to verify if the seller that will receive in the request in the URL basically is the owner of this product. We are going to do this directly using a new method called checkSeller that is going to receive the seller and the product, of course. Just like this. So we just need to send these values and let's create the method. We just need to check if the seller ID is different from the product. If yes, so we need to throw an exception. It is going to be an HTTP exception that basically receives the status code that is going to be 422 and a message that says the specified seller is not the actual seller of this product. Basically, to update, we need to specify the same seller in the request and of course from the product. After this, that we know that this seller is the real seller or the owner of the product, we can proceed. So we need to fill the product with the values that we probably received from the request. But because we are not sure of this, we need to use the intersect method to ignore the null or empty values. Now let's check the restrictions about the status. So if the request has an status, we are going to update immediately. So if the status is unavailable, we just update, and if it is available, we update as well, but after that we need to check if this product has categories. In case of not, we need to return an error. So if the status or the product is available and this product does not have categories, we need to return a new error. Specifying a conflict with the code 409 saying that an active product must have at least one category. Once it is done, we can update the image, but we are going to do this in a future section, so we just need to verify if something changed. If the product is clean, it means that nothing changed and we need to return again an error. With the code 422. In case that something changed, we need to save the changes and just return the instance. Let's just check that everything is working as expected. So we are going to update the product with ID number 1001. If we specify a different seller, that is not the owner, we have the expected error. If we specify the correct seller, we have this error that it seems that I have a little typo. So let's just see in the line 68, of course, sometimes happened. So let's try again. And here we need to specify a different value to update. So let's do update. Remember that for put, patch, and delete methods, we need to specify this not using for data, but using www.form URL encode. So let's change the name, the description, and the quantity. We have here the new name, the test, and the new quantity. This product is unavailable, so if we try to change the status to available, we can see the expected error that an active product must have at least one category. So we are done now. See you in the next class.